Good morning. So it's about 4:30 in the evening for me. I thought it was 4 o'clock. Oopsies. All right, so I'm not really surprised it's gotten so late. I had to call my dad. I had a question only he could answer. He didn't know the answer. That's all right. So tonight I am going to make some creamy chicken and rice. Chicken and rice. Bet you thought you could only buy that in a can. Nope, you can buy it for real, or you can make it yourself for real for not much money. It really doesn't cost much money to make your own chicken and rice. So this is the chicken I'm using. Whoops, it is canned chicken, and it is 12.5 ounces. I had some question about that yesterday when I got back from the food pantry, but this is 12.5 ounces, packed in water, fully cooked. So we're just going to dump it in. And the can looked fine. So all is well with that can of chicken. Gosh, mighty. The trash has exploded over at the other end of the table. I gotta do something about that later. All right, so I want to move this around. So this is 12.5 ounces of chicken and water. And I was looking in my pantry is what happened. And I've got this rice mix. This is that soy rice mix stuff that the food pantry gives you when you ask for rice. So I am going to cook this with the chicken, and then we're going to make it creamy. So that means I can use up that rice. And this recipe will be totally free to me, but we will go over the cost later on. We'll do some digital shopping at Meijer's. So while that is cooking, I'm going to add some spices. Here's some salt, or not salt, pepper. I don't think this is going to need any salt. Pepper, garlic, and onion powder. And I think I'll do some celery salt too. Onion powder. And we'll do a little bit of celery salt. There we go. Oh, and some thyme. I think we'll do some thyme. There we go. All right. And just when you go to spice stuff, spice things according to what you like. So, all right, we're going to let that cook, and I'll be back. All right, this is what it looks like after about 20 minutes or so. The rice is cooking up. And we need the water to cook down just a little bit. A little bit more than it is anyway. All right, so I'm ready for the creamy part of this, but I got too much water in it. So, I think what I'm going to do is drain it. So I drained most of the water that's on it. As you can tell, this has just made a ton. I seem to be going through the butter this week. I got to open a new package. So what I want to do is put some margarine in this. I want to put some milk in this because it's supposed to be creamy. All right, so we're going to cook this up like this. It may or may not need some cornstarch. A little salt. And a little more pepper, I think. And while that is doing its thing, I'm going to make some toast. So let's see how we are doing. At this point, I can kind of see how it tastes too, and if it needs anything else. I think honestly it needs a little more milk and then just time to thicken. And this really made a lot of food. All right, so my toast is in the toaster oven, so I'm just waiting on this to get thick. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a little cornstarch and milk together. I'd like this to be a little bit thicker. So I've got a bowl over here. All right, so if you don't know anything about using cornstarch, you want to take whatever liquid you're working with in its cold form and put it in a bowl, then put your cornstarch in that bowl and stir it up. So this is cornstarch and a little milk. I'm just going to stir it up. Then I am going to put it in with the chicken and rice. This is just another way to thicken a liquid other than flour. And since I didn't feel like taking everything out and making my normal white sauce, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So this should thicken up pretty quick. And then I will taste it. Like I said, it's going to get thick real quick. Yep, so there it is. Now I need to taste this. Make sure it tastes all right. It is boiling. That's what I want it to do. That's good. All right, so take a look at how much this made. This was 1 can of chicken and probably a third of the package of rice stuff that I had. And there it is, creamy chicken and rice. So, all right, let's go over here. I need to wash a bowl. Actually, I need to wash this bowl that I was using. So I need to wash that bowl. Okay, the bowl is clean. And I'm going to get my toast out of the toaster oven. So this made a ton of food. I'll be eating this for a couple of days. Just going to butter my toast here. So here it is, guys. Toast and creamy chicken and rice. So this should be excellent. And it's super affordable. If you hang around just a few more minutes, we'll go through how much this actually cost. It's excellent. All right, folks, on to the shopping part. All right, so we are shopping creamy chicken and rice. We need some canned chicken. And some rice. I don't believe they have soy rice mix. No, they do not have it. So we're just going to go with rice. Jeez. You know, I was thinking my local grocery was kind of high on rice. I guess not. They're right in line with, well, maybe not. Oh, wait, here we go. 1 pound bag. Never mind. They're selling 2 pounds for the price of 1 pound. All right, so we need a pound of rice. You won't use all that, but we need milk. And cornstarch.
butter. We'll do the Imperial. And I think that's it, folks. There's not much in it. If you want vegetables, you could certainly put a can of vegetables in it. But for creamy chicken and rice, this is going to cost you $10.38, folks. $10.38. All you need is a can of chicken, some rice, some milk, cornstarch, and butter or vegetable oil spread. And whatever spices you like. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you already have your spices. So that's it, folks. This has got to be the cheapest meal you could possibly make, other than if you just threw chicken in a pot of boiled rice. So $10.38 for that. So that's it, folks. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. If you're still here, there's a Buy Me a Coffee and a GoFundMe link in the description. If you'd like to help out the channel in these early days, go right on and do it. We super appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.